Chelsea Football Club, I'm getting very frustrated. Romeo Lavia now has been sent home from the Belgian camp, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm frustrated. Not at Romeo Lavia, I want to make that clear. I'm frustrated at Chelsea Football Club. For crying out loud, listen to me in the future. Furthermore, Carney Chukwuemeka. Listen, I know you didn't mean to do it, but I know exactly how people are going to perceive it. Carney on Instagram likes a post that really shouldn't. People are furious. Furthermore, Malo Gusto. People don't want to see you in that 10 role. They don't want to see you in midfield. They do not want to see you inverted. Enzo Maresca comes out, and when I tell you he gives them the most beautiful review, this kid is going all the way to the Oscars based on this. He's not leaving the team. And finally, we are potentially 6 weeks away from people calling us title contenders. I'm going to explain to you why. Because if Chelsea do what they're meant to do, we will be within grasp of Liverpool. Let's get into it. Before we get started, number one, hit that like button. It's the international break. Every single like button helps push the video out to more people. Secondly, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, it's the best place to come and get your Chelsea nutrition. I am the best Chelsea dietitian around on this YouTube platform at giving you consistent advice. And finally, if any of you want to support the cause and want to leave a super chat in the comments below, they're greatly appreciated and never a mandatory thing. So if you want to help the channel out, feel free to. Let's get started. Romeo Lavia will join Chelsea, and ever since he's joined Chelsea, I think it's been nothing short of an injury-hit career, right? He's come to Chelsea. Chelsea paid £58 million for him. That could potentially rise to 63. And I'm not going to sit here and say he's not been worth the money, because everybody sees his potential. Everyone knows how good he is. And the pure glimpses we've had this year, he's been phenomenal. However, since he joined, he's not hardly played against Pochettino. I actually think he can't say he played under Pochettino, because he had half an hour against Crystal Palace where Poch threw him in, and after that he basically missed the remainder of the season. We didn't see Romeo Lavia. Honestly, half of the Chelsea fan base, if they walked past him on the street, wouldn't know what he looked like, because you haven't seen him in a Chelsea kit. Genuinely, he has been a player that's just been on the wage roll and not paid. However, this year we've reintegrated, and what I loved about Chelsea's reintegration of him is they've been very, very careful. The way they've been with Reece James and the way they've been with Wesley Fofana. Look, yes, you've been injured. Yes, there will be a relapse injuries. However, we're going to play you once a week, and we're going to look after. Before the international break, what did I say? I don't want him going. I don't want Romeo Lavia going to play for Belgium. It is tricky. It is difficult, because he's got aspirations to play for his country. His country need him. They're not playing well at the moment. It's not like Belgium are winning, and this is a team that is free-flowing football, attractive, so they don't need to bring a player of Romeo Lavia's quality along. They do. They're desperate for it. However, what has happened is something that I'm really worried about, because Romeo Lavia has been sent home from the camp because they didn't want to take any unnecessary risks on his hamstrings. He felt soreness in his hamstrings. Why is this a bigger deal than it would be with any other player? Because of his injury record. The manager of Belgium spoke to a Belgian outlet and said, prior to calling players out, 20 out of the 51 that were in the provisional squad could not turn up. Can you imagine? 20 out of the 51 could not turn up. Now, Romeo Lavia has got an issue with his hamstring, and he will not be risked, meaning he's coming back to Chelsea early. This is good news, but at the same time, I am really worried. Why was he there in the first place? We do not need to send players out on international duty when they're not ready. You've seen it with Reece James. You've seen it with Wesley Fofana. Pull them out. The number of players that pulled out these November fixtures is at an all-time high, in my opinion. That's not me seeing the numbers. It's just based on me observing on how many players I've seen not go to international duty. It is very frustrating, and I am absolutely worried. I do not want Romeo Lavia hurt, because Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia is brilliant depth, and we need to utilize it. The Carney Chukwuemeka situation, in my opinion, is a situation that has gone very sour, very quick, for no fault of Chelsea, no fault of Carney, and no fault of his agents. And I'll explain to you why. Number one, Chelsea Football Club signed a very talented player, and they got him at a 19 million fee from Aston Villa, At that time, a lot of people raised their eyebrows. But when you see Carney in the first team, when you see Carney play football, you realize this is potentially a 60, 70 million pound player. Very good feet, twinkle toe ballerina, built like an absolute ox in terms of he's got a low center of gravity the way he moves. However, he's a massive. He's like 6'4". He might not be stacked, but he's strong. He's got very good agility. He's got a great ability to do the stuff that Ruben Loftus-Cheek did to a high level, but also have the final pass, also have the eye for goal, also have that extra X factor that I think Ruben always missed. So why am I giving him so much praise, but I'm going to say a lot of people are going to be frustrated with him? Well, the Secret Scout, which is a very good source when it comes to Chelsea, put out a very interesting post, right? It's basically all the fixtures that he hasn't been in the squad for and said, Carney Chukwuemeka is going to be available in January. Far too talented not to be playing. Really value the player. It's shame what's happened to him. Guess who liked the tweet? Carney Chukwuemeka. Obviously, Chelsea Twitter find it. Chelsea Instagram find it. The fans go absolutely nuts. Disrespectful this, disrespectful that. Now I'm going to have to gather my 2 cents on the situation. Personally, I understand this frustration. If I'm Carney Chukwuemeka, I'm frustrated. Because Chelsea, in my opinion, should have found him a loan in the summer. There were loan offers. Chelsea didn't act on it. Chelsea wasted a lot of time and have left a lot of players in an area where they didn't go on loan, and now they're getting bit part minutes. They're not even part of the first team plan. They're not part of the B team plan. They're getting 15 minutes here and there. David Washington is a great example of this occurring. However, and this is where it gets interesting, Carney Chukwuemeka, in my opinion, shouldn't be liking this tweet purely based on or Instagram post. He shouldn't be liking it purely based on the fact that you're a professional. You know exactly what would happen if I had a job where I'm on, for example, LinkedIn, and I'm liking my competitors' posts about my future at a company. My employer is going to be pissed. Not that this could ever happen, because my employer's like, no one's going to be messaging about my future at any company. You know what I mean? Like, Carney's way bigger talent than I am in this field. Hence, there is a lot more intrigue about him. But I need to be honest and I need to be transparent. This isn't a good look for Carney. It makes him look unprofessional. Personally, I get his frustrations. The only people that we can blame here, if we're looking to assign any blame, is Chelsea. They should have sorted this situation out in the summer. There should have been a loan done. There should have been an element of where he's playing regular football and not just wasting another 12 months of his career. Because Enzo Maresca said it, far too talented to be sitting on the bench, but the competition's far too fierce. I think Enzo Maresca's time at Chelsea has been very interesting so far. You know, a lot of people are really high on him. A lot of people think he is the next big thing in terms of managers coming through because his meticulous attention to detail, his ability to be flexible in what he does. For me, all in all, he's a very, very, very good, manager. But he needs to win stuff, and he needs to ensure that he backs up all this hype with good performances. However, one thing people have not liked about Enzo Maresca is his absolute reiterance that he wants to have someone tuck in from fullback position into midfield. And Malo Gusto is one of them, right? They don't like the idea of Gusto purely based on the fact that he's a fullback. Can we stop inverting our fullback? But, and this is where it gets interesting, because Maresca speaks about this and he says, Malo is a 10. As a 10, he's doing fantastic. He can help us in the build-up play, in the 6, in the double holding. He can also play a centre midfield role where he's reiterating the 8 role. He's just doing an amazing job. I'm really happy with his progress. A lot of us watching this are like, you're joking, right? He's not doing a great job. He's literally being asked to do a role he's not capable of doing. But in Maresca's eyes, he would prefer to have a winger on that right-hand side, meaning if we lose the ball, we can literally compound the midfield and pick up the ball like with Gusto in there, with Caicedo and Lavia, and almost be like slow teams down when they hit us on the counter-attack, giving Gusto enough time to get into that right-back position. Personally, it's not how I like to see my football played. However, I'm not the manager of Chelsea Football Club. However, Enzo Maresca clearly is going to live and die by this hill. What I am going to say is, look, I prefer managers who have their ideas, who have their fundamental opinions, and stick to them. If you believe this is the best way that you're going to get results, do it. But if you don't get the results, we will question you. And if you do get the results, you will be praised. It's a simple thing. Nothing worse in life, yeah, where you do something someone else's way and then say, you know what? should have done it my own way, man. I knew it. Like, there's nothing worse. Because what ends up happening in that situation is you have the what if. You don't need that. Because if results don't go well, Maresca will be the one that loses his job. So he needs to make sure it's done on his terms. The final piece that we need to talk about is how quick narratives change, right? Look, at the start of the year, a lot of you attacked me. A lot of you didn't appreciate my opinion. And you said, Alex, you're deluded. On what planet can Chelsea get third? Now, going into the second international break, Chelsea are third. Yes, one loss and all of a sudden we could be 9. It could happen. Like, genuinely, I'm not here to say I told you so and do a victory lap this early. I'm just saying we're a far better team than a lot of people anticipated. A lot of people were predicting 8th, 9th, 7th, 6th. I don't think we're that bad. I genuinely believe we're a top 4 team. We will get top 4. Third will be a good push. And now the media is catching up. You know, the other day we had Jamie Carragher came out and said he made a mistake. And now Chelsea, in my opinion, are 6 games away from the media potentially calling them title challengers. A lot of you are going to say, how, Alex? What are you waffling about? We're 9 points behind. Well, what I'm going to say to you is we got Leicester away, right? Early kickoff. We win that. All of a sudden we're 6 points behind Liverpool. Yes, they've got a game in hand. Pressure's on. They drop any points. It is what it is. Then we've got Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa at home. We could win that game. We've got Southampton away. That is 3 games, in my opinion. If we get 7 to 9 points, I'm going to be very happy. If we get 9 points, that gap will close on Liverpool. I'm telling you, that gap will close. After that, we go into another run. And these 3 fixtures are all winnable, but at the same time, banana skins. We've got Tottenham away, Brentford at home, Everton away. If we pick up 7 and 7, 14 points out of the 18, or even better, if we pick up somehow 5 wins and 1 draw, I'm telling you, we will close the gap on Liverpool and the narrative will change. We'll go from, they spent £1 billion and they don't know what they're doing, to, they spent £1 billion, they should be competing for the league, oh my God. And Enzo Maresca will be under serious pressure if we start dropping points. However, I want to be in that situation. I want them to believe in us. And the reason I want that is because it means Chelsea are winning. It means we're ahead of the curve. No one, and I mean no one, believes Chelsea should be winning the league this year. No one believes Chelsea should be competing for the league this year. But I will say one thing. The target for this season was always 75 points. If we got 80, I said I'd be over the moon. That's the target now. Let's go and get it. Let's go and finesse it. But you need to remember that surrounding a club like Chelsea, there always is drama. Like, for example, the Nkunku situation. For those of you that don't know, he was meant to be leaving. But now, more reports have come out suggested that Nkunku's going to be staying at Chelsea. Well, there's a video over here that will explain to you everything you need to know. Before you go there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. And see you in 5 seconds when you go and watch the Nkunku video. Bye.